So one of the points that we made on this show may have gotten through to Bernie Sanders' campaign. It's on the issue of Medicare for All and the framing around that. Here's Nina Turner talking about that issue versus private insurance.
And for folks to think about, you're paying a private tax. So think about your health insurance, even though it comes out of your paycheck, if you're blessed enough to have a job that has health benefits, you are already paying a private tax right now, but you're paying that tax to the health insurance industry. So reimagine if then this lesser tax that gets you more of a benefit. You don't have to worry about a catastrophic incident happening to you or your family. You don't have to worry about those copays, those deductibles, the premiums. Instead, it's on the public side instead of the private side. So what I say to my sisters and brothers out there, you're already paying a tax. It's a private tax that enriches the CEOs of these healthcare companies and it does nothing for your quality of health. In fact, I want to add a story to this too. You know, a friend of mine was just sharing this with the senator. We were just in Cincinnati, as you know, and the senator spoke to the Black Publishers Association there. And this person is solidly in the middle class, and he was feeling ill, like severely so, and he went to the emergency room. And they did his diagnosis and everything, but before they would take it a step further, he said they came into his room with a credit card, you know, and the everything to say, we need more payment. So we did a diagnostics on you. We have some test results, but before we can take this to the next level, it's going to cost you $750. And if you can't pay the $750 right now, you can pay later, but we're going to charge you 10% more. In an emergency, wrap your minds around this. I didn't say a random routine appointment with your doctor. I said he went to the emergency room. He was having a medical emergency, and they paused on his treatment to tell him how much it was going to cost him today if he could afford to pull out a credit card, and if he couldn't, then he was going to be charged 10% more. All of that goes away with Medicare for All.
She absolutely nailed it. Now, did she get that private taxes framing from me? I don't think so. Because she's Nina Turner. It's not like she's new to these left-wing circles and these left-wing arguments. No, she's been at this for a long time, and she knows what she's talking about, and she knows what she's doing. But it was funny because a lot of the comments in that video were like, "Oh my God, are they watching Kyle? Are they listening to Kyle?" I don't think that Nina. I follow Nina on Twitter, and she follows me on Twitter, but she definitely on her own came up with that because it's right there. It's right there. So we all love Bernie, but yeah, Bernie's framing on that has to change, and he has to adopt Nina's framing because that's the way to make people who aren't already on your team understand it. And what happened in the debate when Bernie Sanders was asked about, will you raise middle-class taxes to pay for Medicare for All, he didn't give a good answer because he kind of talked around the issue for a while and was meandering. And then finally, when he was pressed on it again, when they asked a follow-up question, he was like, well, yes, but I'm eliminating your copays, your deductibles, and your premium, so you'll end up paying less. Now, again, he did functionally and effectively, if you're educated on this topic, that's the same answer that Nina Turner just gave and that I advised Bernie to give. However, there are a lot of people out there who are not educated on the topic, and all the media was doing was fishing for that soundbite. They're just like, say yes, Bernie, say yes, say you're going to raise taxes on the middle class, and then when he does that, boom, that's it. And I've seen the headlines. Yahoo had a headline the other day exactly on that because that's what all these outlets were looking for. They want to try to take Bernie down, and they want to mischaracterize him in the process, and so that's what they were fishing for, and they got it. They got it, and he gave it to them. So how do you make sure that doesn't happen? It's very simple. When you're asked the question, Bernie, are you going to raise taxes on the middle class to pay for Medicare for all? Here's your answer. No, because I'm eliminating private taxes, so you're saving money. Now, the only thing that people have said in response to that is, well, hold on now. Well, then they're just going to nitpick you and say you're lying, to which I say, they mischaracterize him anyway. They always mischaracterize Bernie anyway, but more people watch the debates than watch the follow-up. And Bernie is correct, and Nina is, and I am correct and Nina is correct. You could say it's a technicality. I don't give a fuck. It's still true. It's still true. It's a private tax. Try not paying your health insurance company and see what happens. So you know what happens. So you know what that means? It means you have to pay it. So if you have to pay it, you know what we call that? A tax. It's a tax levied by a private corporation, a for-profit private corporation. So are you going to raise taxes on the middle class to pay for Medicare for all? No, because I'm eliminating the private taxes. That's it. And then they'll press, sir, what? I don't understand, but how are you going to pay for Medicare for all? I'm going to eliminate the private taxes, and then I'm going to make sure we have public taxes that go to fund it. Where's the problem? There's no problem here. What do you mean? What are you talking about? But you're not going to raise taxes? No, because I'm eliminating the private taxes. What are you not getting? No premiums, no copays, no deductibles. There's an unnecessary, rapacious, for-profit middleman. They jack your money, and they put it towards overhead costs a lot of the time. They put it towards a bonus for the CEO. I'm getting rid of all that. I'm getting rid of the rapacious, for-profit middleman. I'm eliminating your private taxes. No, I'm not going to raise your taxes. I'm going to save you money. That's it. That's it. So Nina Turner absolutely gets it. Bernie's got to adopt that framing. You know, some would say he's simply too honest. I would just say he's not clever enough in his framing sometimes. He's an old swashbuckling leftist, man. So when he gets out there, he's, I'm just going to give you the straight dope. I'm Bernie Sanders. But you have to be clever, man. You have to be clever because it's not just about preaching to the choir. It's also about expanding. And the way you expand is to frame these things in a clever way where you're still correct. Nobody's lying here. We're telling the truth. But it gives it to people in a way where they can digest it. And they go, oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, exactly. So great job from Nina Turner there. That's the framing we need. There's a few other areas where Bernie needs to clean up a little bit, but we're certainly working in the right direction.